Spoilers and offensive content to come.
Folks, we are Carlos and Dave Anime Review. We are the best anime review reaction show on the internet, and we're about to watch the first 3 episodes of Blockade Battlefront Season 2. And then after, please stay tuned for our review of the remainder of the first season of Blockade Battlefront, a fantastic show. We're watching the simuldub, which is really good. Carlos and Dave, Anime Rave, best anime review and reaction show on the internet. Talking phrases, things, words and stuff. Dave, what are we watching?
Carlos, it is time.
For what?
We are about to go and watch the sequel to a show we loved.
Oh no.
It is time for Blockade Battlefront and Beyond.
I haven't put the first one up yet!
Not my problem.
It is your problem, actually!
Funimation has begun their simuldub of the new season, and we're jumping right in.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I know what I'm doing this coming week.
Let's jump right in and see if they manage to hit translation gold like they did the last time.
Yeah.
Because we did both believe that was one of the best simuldubs ever done.
It was really good. It was one of the best dubs, period.
Yeah. Totally want to move to this city.
Why would anyone live in Hell Salem's lot willingly? It's worse than Gotham at this point.
Batman would take one look at this city and say, fuck it.
Yeah, some places can't be saved.
This is actually a really good way to reintroduce all the cast.
Yeah, it's like, let's remind people what this show is. And it's like, did this show, you people are like, someone new with a veteran of the show be like, hey, is this show always this crazy? They're like, yeah, this is about par for the course. I'm surprised that there isn't more death happening.
No kidding.
So, I like the old intro better than the Season 2 intro.
Oh, yes.
But I still like the Season 2 intro. It's kind of, we're getting the idea that this is a continuation of things, reconnection with familiar characters. It's still a good song. The music in the show has always been stellar.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the first one was better.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. Also, let's talk for a second about the fact that this city gets wiped out almost on a daily basis. And the next day, it's all back. So either the city itself has a healing factor, or they've got Macross-level construction capability.
Oh, Macross. That's a show we're never visiting on Carlos and Dave Anime Rave. The best anime review and reaction show on the internet. Never.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
Will you put a Macross show on and I'll willingly sit here.
You sat through Robotech.
We didn't see Robotech on the hard Carlos.
Oh, no, not on the anime ray, but you've watched Robotech.
I've watched like an episode of Robotech, and you showed me that game, and I read some of the books.
It's basically Macross.
Not basic, it's probably better, let's be real.
Okay, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that war between the world and Salem's Lot here
Hell Salem's Lot
would be a very short war in the fact that the rest of the world would lose.
You really think they'd lose against this unorganized, chaotic mess?
Yes, because the one thing that will make a disorganized, chaotic mess become ordered is somebody declaring war on them.
Not always.
Not always, but could you see this city all of a sudden becoming a structured order against the rest of the world?
No.
Okay, put aside your disbelief for a second and imagine this whole city's group all of a sudden becoming that organized group. Do you think the world would be able to win?
No, I can't put that aside because that's key to the scenario.
Okay, it probably wouldn't happen with most of them, but there would be a core group that would fight back.
Look, I'm not saying it wouldn't be difficult for the rest of the world to win. I'm just saying
Could you not see their group be able to parry a nuke?
No, I'm not questioning that. But there are only so many nukes they can parry, is all I'm saying.
You just put up a giant freaking blood cross. We're safe.
Well, it's the first episode of Blockade Battlefront and Beyond. bbb&b. And, as expected, fantastic. Great reintroduction to everything. Stellar animation, music, and the voice acting continues to be stellar. Stellar is a word I'm going to say like 3 more times this thought. We get some hints as to what's going on. We have a new ambassador between the United States and Hell Salem's Lot, which we now know isn't really U.S. territory anymore. we get to see Michela's eyes, which I don't think we saw completely in the first season.
No, and in fact, I just rewatched it last week, and she never opened her eyes in the original.
Yeah.
In fact, I had doubts in season 1 if she even existed anymore.
If Michela is just inside Leonardo's head,
yeah.
This would be an improbable number of an unlikely number of people of cute girls who exist inside Leonardo's mind.
I'm also
this
glad
would make like 2 now.
I'm also glad they showed us a little bit of that White is actually still there in some form. I mean, she is the barrier now. Mary
Macbeth, terrible name.
And we'll probably see Black again. I have no doubt.
Oh, no doubt, for sure.
I mean, this show is amazingly done. The animation is stellar.
It's stellar. Let's use stellar.
Stellar.
It's a stellar idea, too.
The idea here is so creative. I mean, this is the most creative anime I think they've done in years.
Sure.
Period.
Sure.
There's so much life to these cities, even when they're just a throwaway explosion happening. All the different characters and creatures they're all different. It's not just a field of humans. You can pick out individual races they've shown in the series in each shot, kind of thing. And the dub is amazing for a simuldub.
Every new season, Leonardo will lose everything and be forced to live in the office.
Leonardo. Poor kid. I just love how there's a bromance between him and
Zap. Yeah, it's a bromance. It's not the ship I have in the show, but it is definitely a bromance.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of a full one-word ship descriptor for my ship in this show, so I'm not going to mention it yet.
Okay, sure. So yeah, this was episode 1, and...
Chainonardo? Yeah, let's go Chainonardo.
This was episode 1, and just shows that they are coming back full throttle. There is no such thing as a low-impact episode with this show.
It is a stellar show with stellar stakes and stellars. So that's interesting. I always wondered about this, but it sounds like their society, Libra, has been around long before Hell Salem's Lot existed.
Which makes sense. I mean...
They are veteran monster hunters. This isn't... You don't become a veteran through 3 years of experience.
I mean, some of them are human, or at least part human. So, I mean, Klaus didn't just pop up from the other world and take over Libra and put together this elite fighting force in 3 years. I mean, this is probably the only city like Hell Salem's Lot, but there's probably been vampire and other weird shit happening throughout this world.
Yeah, for sure. We know one of them at least with Leo. So
actually, it's funny that they the golden plane that they showed there is of, I believe it was Aztec or Mayan, but it's aerodynamically sound. If it wasn't made of gold, that thing would fly like an airplane.
Like a gold airplane.
Okay, what bad thing did she sacrifice to get this new ability? I mean,
if you have to sacrifice a bad thing, that's okay, right? Like, if I have to sacrifice the empty left half of my scrotum to gain phenomenal cosmic power, I think I'll make that sacrifice.
Fair enough. What did she have to sacrifice, though? You don't gain powers in Hell Salem's Lot without giving something up.
So that's episode 2 of Blockade Battlefront Beyond, where we get to see a little bit of Klaus and Ice Guy's past, who's Ice Guy, I never remember his name. And it's interesting, they woke up in Hell Salem's Lot the way it is. It's almost like the realities converged and then things continued per normal.
Might be part of the whole seal thing that it repaired as much of the damage as it could, but still has scrambled up the results.
Mm-hmm. It could be. It's a fascinating way to take it. Like, suddenly things function as they were, and it was like things were back to normal, but people obviously knew something was wrong, so they decided to live with their new combined reality. Yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit. Got to see a cool new vampire dude get immediately fucked up when he reappeared.
Well, Leo is their secret weapon against the breeds.
Pretty much.
The moment he can tell them their name, Klaus can seal them.
Yeah.
Which is very... All of a sudden, all those vampires in that cloud, as long as they can keep them coming out one or two at a time, they're done.
Yeah.
However, if the whole army of the hundreds or thousands that he saw in there come out, well, then they're just kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
No, this was a good episode. I mean, it's neat seeing Klaus be kind of tongue-tied a little bit, and obviously, maybe there could be a relationship that happens there.
Between Klaus and the doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor multiple nurse. Doctor multiple nurse.
Well,
Doctor. Doctor multiple doctor.
And here I was automatically thinking that she had to sacrifice something. It was going to be like a bad thing. But we have to remember the other side isn't evil. This isn't good and evil. This is conscious beings on both sides.
If her name is multi-doctor, it's abbreviated as MD.
I think she has multiple personality disorder.
I think it's more like a Naruto situation where when she split up, there's a collective hive mind thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Count Giga Massive is on the move through the city. All citizens, it is your responsibility to avoid his path. I repeat, Count Giga Massive is on the move through the city. All citizens, it is your responsibility to avoid his path.
Wait, why is it the citizens' responsibility to get out of the way? Shouldn't you be stopping it?
Who would live here?
The Get Backers.
They would live here, absolutely. You are correct.
So would any of the their friends and partners and enemies.
And that one irritating schoolgirl that Bon hated, who they had to rescue several times and who never appreciated it and could text at lightning speeds.
Mm-hmm.
Just use your damn powers, Leo. It's for someone else now. You can do it.
Yeah.
That it is stupid for him not to just go, use powers. Oh, he's disoriented, take a shit, and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
With his powers, he should never have to do this kind of thing. If I had his powers, I would do zero fighting. Because even if you're well trained and able to fight well, your risk of injury or death is still there. Mm-hmm. No matter how much above your opponent is. That's why when people in the crowd run into pro wrestling matches, pro wrestlers try to like they're scared because these little guys, of course, in a real fight they wouldn't win, but what if they have knives and are crazy?
Oh yeah,
right? So
yeah, no, and yeah, Leo should just have this easily.
Yeah, I like this episode. We get some insight into when Leo will and won't use his power, despite my disagreement with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see Chain full well will help her teammates in need silently, and even to the point of getting herself sick drinking alien alcohol.
That last scene there was critical because it shows that she's not just a invincible monster kind of thing. Chain is very much a help people from the shadows. Unless, of course, the town's in danger. Mm-hmm. And not show how much she cares.
Yeah.
And I like that. We also see,
Dick curses.
Dick curses. I mean, he gets in so much trouble, and he comes across as being a complete and utter idiot. But he is formidable. You can't argue that Zed is formidable.
Zed.
That's what I said.
Yeah, Leo should use his fucking power, though. What the fuck?
Yeah, no. I do like the punishment for the the two drinkers.
Yeah, that was an extremely harsh punishment that they deserved. This weird ongoing theme with this show. Yeah, sometimes there's rampant death and destruction, but people tend to get what's coming to them in the harshest way possible. It's like if XXXholic was actually good.
Why do you mention that show?
Well,
why do you hurt us?
folks, stay tuned because we're about to review the rest of Season 1. And make sure you go to animerave.xyz to see more of Carlos Dave Anime Rave, the best anime reaction show on the internet. Carlos Dave Anime Rave, Episode 2, the simuldub of Blockade Battlefront. The Japanese title of this has the word Kekkai in it, and I was reminded of Senran Kagura really fast. And I really wish Senran Kagura was less gross, so I could indulge in so many Yuri ships. That's my contribution. What happened last time? Eyes, demons, monkey, not Dante, and so forth in that order.
Yep. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, shoutouts to Funimation for doing these simuldubs so quickly after the Japanese version has come out.
Shoutouts to Funimation for learning from the mistakes of the Yuri Kuma simuldub, which they definitely learned the mistakes from.
You are awful. There's nothing wrong with that dub.
There is so much wrong with it.
Wait, was that a survival rating?
I think it was.
I think most of them were 50.
You have well over a 40% chance of arriving. When I get onto a plane, those are good odds.
No. Just
There was an Animaniacs episode one time where, during the safety presentation, they're like, all in all, you have well over a 40% chance of surviving the flight. And then the flight attendant just leaves the plane.
I would.
It's too bad the God Eyes can't, shoot lasers or something.
Yet.
They can only see. It'd be nice if they had some kind of combat function, too.
He needs a knife and the ability that Shiki had.
Well, yeah, that would work, or just the ability to shoot knives out of your eyes.
That would work too.
See, that's a combat function I can get behind.
That's actually rather clever.
Flooding them with too much sensory input with each other's and all that. That's some Professor X level shit now.
Well, he basically switched each person's visual cortex.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna screw with you.
Mm-hmm. All right, episode 2 of Blockade Battlefront. Again, good simuldub. Good dub, period. Simuldub. Fun episode. We got to see Leo hold his own a little bit. I got to see some more sides of Zap, his powers, and how much he supposedly cares for Leo, or doesn't. Got to learn a little bit more about some of the other members of Libra. And we got to see Leo make friends with a ghost girl who does not work like the Boo Buddies. She did not immediately cover her eyes and stay still when you looked at her. That was episode 2, and episode 3 appears to further the stakes. So we've gotten the villain in the first one, the Kefka-like villain in the first one. We've got independent kind of bad guys operating, and some hints at a bigger plot going on. So yeah, intriguing stuff. This is a very grim topic to be having casual conversation about. Also, not Dante is a jerk.
So he's Dante.
Regular Dante would never have deliberately sat on someone's face. Regular Dante was a little clueless and spaced out, but he was never blatantly an asshole. Dante was an asshole, and he told demons to fuck you all the time.
No. Dante from the anime was very much an asshole.
No, he was a nice guy. He only acted indifferent and cool.
Okay, if it was a demon that had attacked him, yeah, it would be dead. Humans, he would have just...
Dante never deliberately inconvenienced someone just for kicks.
That is true.
That's right. And
that is
not true. Dante here. Zap is just an asshole.
Now that I know that this is made by the guy behind Trigun, I'm definitely noticing more and more of his...
signature style.
His style. Yes.
So not Dante he's not a jerk, he's just an idiot. Gotcha. You didn't realize he was sitting on a person's face. If I had someone's nostril in my anus, I promise you I will notice. Yeah, this is too hardcore chess for my taste. I'm like, okay, Where will I move my horsey? He moves in L shapes, right? And now I'm dead against this guy.
I think against this guy, he'd say, if you can last 1 minute, I'll let you live.
I notice they play fast, and I wonder if that's part of the game, if they have to, or if some asshole like me could just take his time on turns and slow down the pace and confuddle this guy. No matter how much brain power or experience he has, assuming equal playing fields, he could still lose.
The very fact that it changes based on your skill level and then increases exponentially. I mean, he was moving things even while the other guy was only moving one piece. Something tells me there's no turn length. It's just go.
It's real time.
Yeah.
Real time chess. You start flipping tables and attacking the other guy. It's not even a chess match anymore. You're just rumbling.
Pretty much.
Yep.
You know, at the beginning of this show, I actually thought that, especially based on their, like, image of the fog covering the city and everything else, I thought they were trapped. Turns out they're not. He came here after everything had happened, and he's not stuck there. But yet, the other dimensional travelers, or whatever the hell they are, they tried that suicide bombing on the president last episode, stuff like that. So they're not trapped there. It's just sort of like I don't really think we have a good example.
It's a nexus, basically. It's like a nexus.
Sure.
It's an interdimensional nexus in the heart of New York. That sounds like it couldn't possibly go wrong for any reason. Another good episode of the show. We learn a bit more about the forces at play behind the scenes. We learn more about Leo's power, what he can do with it, and more about Leo and. Did they ever mention the name of the girl he's currently trying to court?
I'm sure they have.
I'm sure they have. I don't remember her name to save my life, though. More about their relationship developing. So far, so good. What's there to hate about this show? Not a hell of a lot.
No, I mean, the music is awesome.
Great music. Great visuals. Great characters.
Everything that happens is just absurd. Which is why, I mean, the guy behind this show is just master at that.
Who's the guy, Dave?
I couldn't tell you.
You and I need to do a better job of finding out the names of the people behind these shows.
It's the guy behind Cowboy Bebop.
I know, but we're always just like the guy behind this, the guy behind that, this guy, that guy. No, well, like let's you and I strive to do our homework, and let's make it a point from now on to kind of know our names, so that we can talk about them with some degree of familiarity.
We don't plan these shows.
Well, when I say we, I mean both of us. I'm going to look into this as well, and you should as well. Because I'm not doing it alone.
Fair enough. That is your job from now on.
Yeah, no, it's ours.
To bring a title card now for every show.
I will punch you in the brain with my dick. Small joke,
Not
yes.
even a headache.
Yeah, I know. This is your go-to.
Even without a battle, this show is able to do so much more than the last show we just watched.
Seraph of the End?
Yes.
Sounds to me like you really don't like Seraph of the End.
I like things about it.
I like things about a lot of things.
Much like Jurassic World, I like ideas behind it, but its execution is falling very flat.
Yes, I agree. Blood Blockade Battlefront stands on its own as a great show.
It does.
This is good. This is good stuff. I don't have much more to say other than that.
Well, they definitely planned out what their 12 episodes are going to do, or their 13 episodes.
Sure.
So I don't think it's going to outlive its welcome.
Let's hope not. This is the closest they've had to a filler episode, and it's not that still. Like we got to see the conniving side of Zap a bit more, and got to see that cool new mob boss character, and
that is now dead.
That's now dead.
Well, technically was always dead, and just being controlled by that
blood thing.
Blood breed.
We got to see Klaus beat up a lot of things. Learn just a bit more about Black and White. It's good stuff.
We got more in this one episode than we've gotten in 7 of Seraph.
Yeah.
And in 24 of Sailor Moon.
Or in 50 plus of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Fuck you.
It's true.
No, it's not.
I opened my eyes, all-seeing eyes of the gods, and what I saw with them warped my mind forever. I saw God in his change room, toweling down, nude, the divine folds just dripping with water. God, he looked so old. Then he heard me say God and assumed I was talking to him. And then I closed my eyes and never opened them again. This is Carlos and Dave Anime Rave. Episodes 8 and 9 of Blockade Battlefront. Episodes 8 and 9.
Wow, look at those tentacles. That's really crisp.
Yeah, they just released the new HD version. It's pretty... What the? What happened to your stomach?
What the hell's that supposed to mean? It's fine.
There is no way that you were that oblivious. That is far from fine. That's just worrisome.
Huh?
Hey, yo, Leo, why you fat shaming Zap here, huh?
You guys becoming rather plump.
Why you fat shaming now?
Look at my plump yourself there, buddy.
So are you.
I know.
Saying you want to rub stomachs /
No.
testicles? Because I'm going to need a few drinks first.
Yeah. No, I'm not in for half the experience.
You are lucky I tolerate you. See, how come that car with the teeth there can be nice and super stylized, but the vampires in the Seraph of the End need to have a normal fucking military vehicle? I want to see some teeth on those helicopters. That's a cool car. That is a car, right?
We don't know. That could be a living creature.
It could be a living if it's a sentient person, it's a person, living person.
That's the tooth.
There'd be some crazy sex that they must have, eh? Why you fat shaming, Raju? Why you fat shaming now? Everyone in the show is a terrible person.
They have his health in mind.
I'm sure Zap is fine.
No, he's not. He's supposed to run around, not bounce.
Okay, you're out of control. You're out of control. You need to...
As Raj said there, full of cholesterol, feces.
Stop fat shaming, man.
Diarrhea.
Fat shaming is so wrong. Plenty of formidable fat people, just not in anime. And even then, in anime. Look at E Honda. Yeah, E Honda will headbutt your foot.
No. Zap's fat.
Oh.
Honda, on the other hand, uses that to his advantage.
Yeah, okay, I'm just saying don't fat shame Zap, Raj, okay? Like stop being a dick.
I'm loving this guy. It's an ongoing gag within many animes where the master just puts them through training that would be psychological torture.
Well, I think it's this thing in Japanese culture where the master always knows best, which in Realityville is an extremely toxic, harmful thing.
I agree. The one that I think most closely goes to what he was being or what was being shown on screen there would be Yu Yu Hakusho.
As I never really watched the show in depth, I'm going to have to take your word for that. I know things about it.
Yeah.
That is all.
Some of the training was kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was Blockade Battlefront, episodes 8 and 9. God, I love this show. I love the character interactions between each other. I like the trinity, like the central kind of core trinity of Leo, Klaus, Zap, which is kind of our centerpiece here. We learn a lot more about Black and White, that White is somewhat of an unwitting player in not Black's plans, but the ancient god one that took over Black's body. We learn their real names. Black is Will and White is Mary. We have a new Libra member, Zed O'Brien, the Fishman.
Yeah.
Go on.
Up until this pair of episodes, I actually thought that they were both vampires. And that was what they were kind of linking to with the mist and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So finding out that he's just a possessed
kid.
A
little disappointing, I gotta tell you. I kind of wanted them both to be scheming, but kind of gray area which would have contrasted very well with Leo's boundless optimism, I think.
On the other hand, the fact that her conflict is that she very much cares for both of them, and she's got to betray one of them, makes for a good story as well.
Sure, absolutely. My only grievance with this two-parter is that there's very little Leo in it, and he's our lead, so I want to see more of him. And in the last couple episodes, it's been focusing a lot on others, and this is only a 12-episode show, so I mean, he will no doubt get his time in the sun come the end, of course. But that's a very minor grievance, because everyone else is so cool and awesome, so...
And it's not like he's not around.
No, definitely, and one could argue that he's not necessarily the protagonist as much as he's a player in Libra's game, and that he, Klaus, Zap, and to a lesser extent the others are kind of an ensemble, right? So, Blood Blockade Battlefront remains awesome. The simuldub is great.
This is
for a simuldub, this is still one of the better dubs I've heard, period. That's pretty damn amazing, considering.
I mean, I know they said that anything that doesn't quite come out right, they'll fix for, like, Blu-ray release kind of thing. What are they going to have to fix here?
Maybe one or two of White's lines. Maybe, even. Now, White and Black are making their move, such as it is.
Yeah.
And we got to see some more of Zed, which I liked, because Zed joined really late.
I guess we really have to start talking about Black in two different characters. We've got Blackie Black and then Black.
Okay, we are not using Blackie Black in this video, because I'm not even dignifying that. You want to try that again?
Darky?
I'm serious. You gotta say something I'll use.
This goes in!
No. I don't want people fucking, like, hate commenting you because they think you're a racist. Do you want to say something that isn't Darky or Blackie?
No.
Okay, so we have two characters. There's Vampire Black and then the Kid. And they may or may not be two separate people. We're not sure.
Well, no, we are sure.
No, I mean, okay, kind of, but that could be a trick too, like... For all we know, the Kid Black is this is all a game, and I'm not sure. I do like the setup here and the emotion that we're being fed. Like, these are two people Leo was very close to, possibly the closest in Hell Salem's lot. One of them was White, a girl that he liked to boot. So this is going to be a big betrayal for him if things happen as they do. Still, great episode of a great show. Is anybody going to die? How about I ask it like this? Tell me the character you think is most likely to die.
Black.
The character William, the human William, or the thing with him?
Yes.
These are two separate characters.
I'm saying yes.
Yes, I know. Name one.
Both of them are going to die.
Okay. I don't know, man. I'm wondering if it might not be Zap. He's always been kind of a cornerstone of Leo's world and always a weird antagonistic but still positive presence in a way. And I wonder if that's not going to be something that makes Leo reconsider how he views people. This will be purely for Leo's development, not for Zap's at all. They do have another replacement Bloodbender anyway with Zed O'Brien, but go on.
They do, but I don't think they're going to kill anybody from Libra. This late in the game, and with it only being 12 episodes, or 13 if you consider the 12 episodes an hour, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't see them killing off Zap.
Well, I guess now we enter a final act. The King of Despair has Leo's eyes, use of them anyway. Leo betrayed by people he cared about and befriended, his only friends in the city, including a girl he may like.
Was that her killed at the end?
And we'll see. It seems that something happened, and she may or may not be human, may or may not be a ghost. I suspect that Mary Macbeth, a.k.a. White, is not going to survive this series. The final episode, episode 12, has been delayed, so not yet released. When it is, you can bet that Dave and I will be at the forefront of Hell Salem's Lot, acting the observers to the final conflict between Libra and the Kings of Despair, Depravity, and whoever the girl was.
Yeah. Damn. I figured by now they would have gone around to releasing it, but not yet.
It'll get cancelled before it gets released. The end of the show is what we saw.
Like, it was only supposed to be pushed back a week.
Whatever. Thoughts on this episode?
Strong episode. We got to see the history we needed for White and Black.
What are their names, Dave?
William and Mary.
Oh, good job! What's their last name?
Oh, fuck you.
It was mentioned like 17 times in the episode.
Look, Mary and Blackie.
Macbeth. Then don't say Blackie. Times do we have to go over this?
You know, I'm gonna get a dog one day and call him Blackie.
Yeah, and you're gonna be an asshole.
No, this is a good episode. We got to see what made them so strong together. Why she's gone to these lengths to try and get him back. Why she cares. So yeah,
Battlefront.
We definitely need episode 12 stat.
We do need that stat. We'll see when it eventually happens.
Mm-hmm.
That was episode 12 of Blockade Battlefront, the finale. I guess that answered our "is White a ghost or not?" question. pretty handily.
Yes, and whether his sister actually exists.
It didn't really... I suppose she could still not exist, but I mean... that would be a weird swerve.
Except there was one of the Libra members right there.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of rules out the whole not existing part.
They were welcoming a new member at the end. Some weird, mysterious figure picked up that coin and was whistling the song.
Could be his sister that's there.
Could be. The mushroom cloud thing is like the tree-like thing that barriered up the city.
It's the Tree of Life.
Yes, it's Yggdrasil, or if you prefer...
Except that we saw Yggdrasil turn into a train stop.
Yes. We got to see all our major players have one big last hurrah. They all shepherded Leo along. If I had one complaint about the finale, it's everyone going, "Man, Leo's great, man, Leo's great, man, Leo's great." Thank you, I got that from the rest of the show. But otherwise, a pretty satisfying finale. We got to see Leo use his unique skill set to save the day. I disagree with Klaus that Leo did it all on his own. I don't think that was the lesson there. The lesson there is that he needed help, and that's fine. Like, White was a ghost, but she had physical form, because she appeared on the video that he sent. So, I mean, that she sent him to get him out of the... We still don't know what the fuck the King of Depravity was doing this whole time. He was a big player in the first episode, showed up now and then, had some cryptic lines in this episode, and then he's gone. So, I mean, the King of Despair is seemingly banished back to whence it came. But the King of Depravity is still around, and so is the Queen of whatever her name was.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, there are things they've left us wondering. I'm just hoping that what we saw at the end means season 2.
Oh, I would love to see a continuation.
Because this was the best anime/dub I've seen in a couple years.
It's a really good show. The dub is spectacular in this show. The weakest voice was White, and she was still really good. So, I mean... everyone else was spectacular. Whoever's playing Leonardo Watch, give that guy a fucking award, man.
Yeah.
Like...
and as far as your complaint about, everybody saying, go Leo kind of thing, it's nice that they all acknowledged it.
Oh, they can acknowledge they care without needing to go, rah, rah, Leo's the best. Like, that some of that needs to happen. He's our protagonist, of course. It was everybody, though. Like, I'm just like, okay, I get it. Is this why you needed more than 22 minutes, was to have all this crap in? Like, get on with it. Like...
again, everybody got their last kind of hurrah in battle and everything else. Mm-hmm. It was very spectacularly done.
Super visually impressive show.
Oh, God. The fight with Klaus.
Oh, yeah, great. The soundtrack for the show is amazing. The dub is spectacular. I'm sure the Japanese voices are fine too. I don't care to find out, but I'm sure they're great. I especially like the storytelling in this. Definitely a lot of ambiguity. I don't like too much ambiguity in storytelling. I'm not one of those people who believes that more ambiguity is always better, because oftentimes that's not the case. I think the questions left unanswered were just the right questions to leave unanswered, and the stuff that was answered was what I wanted to see answered. So, I mean, this is a show that you can definitely think a lot about. You can definitely interpret it in many different ways.
Yep.
But it's still super cool to see this mix of modern aesthetic and alien and fantasy all mixing together. And in a story that's where the protagonist in this world of superpowers, they picked a kid who he has a power, but this power doesn't make him this giant among men. This power gives him insight.
Yeah.
And that insight wounds him because he's very fragile, believably fragile. There's just a lot of good things to say about Blockade Battlefront. This has been a spectacular show, absolutely.
If they were going to end it, like, Leo's journey is nowhere near over.
Of course not.
If they were going to actually end his journey in this one, it would have had to have been a resolution for, him and his sister, the eyes, everything else.
Not necessarily.
Well,
again, this could end here. We could see no more of this show.
Oh, sure.
And this would have been a satisfactory ending. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But we're still left with, his journey continues. Doesn't have to continue. I want it to continue. But there's still more to work with here. They haven't closed Leo's arc. They've closed the black and white arc.
For sure.
But his arc, as you say, our villains in no way have had their arcs closed. We had very little on them throughout this entire set. So, do I want to see another saga?
Another saga.
Yeah. Well, this was the...
No, you're right. It's
this
a saga.
This is the black and white saga.
It's a saga. It's just that it's such a
Dragon Ball thing.
A shonen anime term. Really.
Exactly. So I do want to see more on him and his sister, because the whole thing was she sacrificed her eyes to give him that. What did she get in return? Like, her eyes are voids there. Is she literally just sitting by a lakeside without being able to see?
Oh God, has she been there for... How long has she been there?
Exactly. Like, going along with the whole something given, something taken away kind of logic, maybe she has a bigger part to play in this than we think.
Maybe.
It's just, we've got so much, and we haven't even scratched the surface of this city.
Oh, the cool thing about this show is that everything from the city to its characters, we've gotten tons of insight into, and yet there's a lot more.
Yeah.
There's tons. You could take any one of these characters, anyone from Klaus to Zap to Chain to anyone, and just do volumes with them. And or they can stay as they are. Like, this was just masterfully told in a ton of ways.
And what gets me is a couple of the final things they left us with in the end there makes us look at this entire show differently. The whole thing about, Klaus's next person will come along and bring him back. The fact that Leo said that by the next time I see you, maybe I'll have worked that out. There's very much a resurrection /
time loop,
reincarnation kind of thing going here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I actually thought for a moment there that they meant that, Leo was Klaus's next incarnation kind of thing. Because he keeps on referring to Klaus as human.
Mm-hmm. They're all human. They just have powers.
Well, Klaus is very much, kind of beast guy. Kind of. He's humanoid, yeah, but I actually thought that he was, otherworldly. I didn't consider him human. Humanoid, sure, but not human. So it's interesting how they're drawing, they're defining things in that way.
I think you're onto something about the reincarnation theme. I don't think this is a time loop scenario. I think you're right. I think the idea is that thematically, Leo's talking about, if this were all to all play out again, maybe I'll have a different answer. It could be that he is simply saying that he doesn't know if the choice he's about to make is right. It's going to haunt him the rest of his days. And should there be another do-over, maybe I'll think of something different. I think you hit the nail right on the head there, and that's kind of thematically what they were going for. They were trying to say this is a situation that doesn't have an easy answer, and you're going to be left wondering if there could have been. And that's a very clever thing to acknowledge, especially with someone like me, who will love and hate a show purely because he wanted something better for the characters, Madoka. So, I mean, that really resonates with me.
The other thing there is, during their battle, Black mentioned that he's surprised over all these years that they've never fought.
That they've never met or fought.
Now, that tells me that Klaus is a hell of a lot older. Or, again, the whole reincarnation thing.
Well, they showed that the King of Despair has been around since Rome, so I mean...
Longer than that, yeah. Like, it's almost like he's an elemental force.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that they kind of told us there, is that he has been there throughout all of history, but not as a physical entity. It was with the breaking of the barriers and what happened there that he became physical. So...
Well, and the taking over of a kid. It's not like Bill Cipher where he just became physical. He still had to possess something.
But he was an actual entity within the world versus being a environmental condition almost. So yeah, there's a lot. You'd almost have to go through the show in there a couple times to get everything out of it. And it's that shows how well done and how much thought went into this show. I also love the opening theme.
Oh, it's a great theme. You could write essays about why Leo's eye cracked. Like, I mean...
Yeah, it didn't heal.
There's just loads there to talk about. It's a great show. Strongly, highly recommend Blockade Battlefront. The dub is great. I'm sure the Japanese language one is great too, so watch that if in that language. If that's your thing, you'll get to see it. You'll have gotten to see it sooner than we did.
Yeah.
Fantastic visuals, fantastic audio, fantastic everything. It was just a delight.
Best show I've seen barring like Kill la Kill or Gurren Lagann in years.
Oh, this is amongst the best shows we've ever done on the anime rave.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a top 5, this is up there with Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, Steven Universe, and Gravity Falls, in my humble opinion. If a top 5 we make is those 5 shows in some order.
What, not gonna put Madoka up there?
Well, I could do that, and then I would be betraying everything, Dave. Every good part of me would be just gone, destroyed, ravaged even by the ceaseless, endless humming of your goddamn voice and your stupid face. Folks, if you enjoyed listening to us watch this, go to carlsanddaveanimerave.com for more. Did you have any final thoughts?
Fantastic.
Excellent. Go watch us watch other fantastic shows like Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, and nothing else. Bye.
Ouch.
I know what you want to do.
We've had some adequate shows on there.
Bye, folks.
We've also had some really horrible shows.
End it now.
Like, I'm in control of that. Come on, let's talk about some of the bad shows. The opposite of this.
Give me that keyboard, Dave.
We're out. No game, no life.
I hate you so much. I wish my eyes could delete you from existence.